Welcome to Truth by Billie Beene. Today's date, September 12, 2025. Time in Texas about 11 a.m. Some of the sources I'll use today. God in the Bible, Patriot subscribers, Hal Turner, Doug Hagmann, Pastor Paul Begley, Doug Hagmann, Beston Taylor, Fox News, BREITBART, Plus. I'd like to say thank you to Desiree L. for extra support for my channel. Some of the things we'll cover today. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Political takedown. FBI, fall guy. So let's get started. So I'm going to begin with tropics and some space weather. We know we have that Atlas interstellar object coming in, now widely accepted to not be a natural object such as a comet or asteroid, but rather some type of interstellar object under intelligent control. Latest, it's turned green. So we'll have to see what does that mean. We have on September 14, a double hit coming to the Earth, a glancing blow by CME plus, strong solar wind. The NOAA is putting out a possibility of a G1 to G2. I submit if we have both, glancing blow by CME plus strong solar wind, we could see a G force up to a 3 or so. We also have in the tropics, coming off of Africa, still thousands of miles away from the U.S., a new area, 0% chance development in 48 hours, 40% in 7 days. Moving forward at 10 to 15 miles per hour west-northwest. So that's going on. Now we'll talk about this tragic event we've seen perpetrated by the deep state, facilitated by segments within the U.S. government. So let's talk about it. So we saw in Utah, a couple of days ago, an assassination, a political assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, Charlie passed away at the age of 31. He began at the age of 18. His organization, Turning Point USA, in which his first admonition was have faith in Jesus Christ. Conservative politically, his primary crowd or his attractions for his speeches and debates, college-age students. He began it when he was in college and continued forward. It's being put forth politically that Charlie Kirk may have been a possible candidate as governor of Arizona. And we know Arizona is 100%, well, it's dim, but under control of the cartels. And we say to President Trump, we need to bring the full brunt of the U.S. military into annihilation force against the cartels and foreign nations and those groups embedded within the U.S. Do I associate this political assassination of Charlie Kirk with the cartels and CCP, possibly Russia? Absolutely. Do I believe that there were traitors in the U.S. government who aided and abetted it? Absolutely. I do believe that. And now we are learning, so that happened a couple of days ago, and we've been seeing these videos released by the FBI saying this is the shooter. Young male, wearing jeans, a black shirt, and so on. Now being identified as 22-year-old Utah University student. He was going to college there. Now they're trying to say his politics were this or that. In my opinion, this young man, I believe he's named Christopher Tyler. He's simply the fall guy that I believe the FBI pre-positioned. So, do I believe the FBI, the CIA, NSA, Homeland Security, FEMA, these major government agencies, do I believe they were complicit in this political assassination of Charlie Kirk? I absolutely do. Now, does this mean that the current leaders President Trump has put in place of these parts of the U.S. government were complicit? I don't believe that. Do I believe embedded within these parts of the federal government are traitors? Absolutely. And we have from Daily Mail. Yeah, so today the fall guy, the FBI pre-positioned, is in custody. Christopher Tyler, 22 years old. So that's going on. And we have this. This comes from Stephen Gardner and Forbes, talking about the suspect and the video that was put out. Now, allegedly, apparently the federal government believes that all American citizens are stupid and are not capable of independent thought, because what we saw the federal government putting out was laughable. Yeah, we got this video of him, but we can't identify him. And hey, we don't know where he is. I mean, just the average American citizen, knowing of the resources the federal government has and its databases and satellites in the sky. And I submit, I believe the federal government has much more in-depth and elaborate tracking and identifying systems than we, the people, know about. Therefore, these statements put out by the FBI, I interpreted, this is the FBI playbook. This is what they're putting out. We, American citizens, have seen FBI fall guys in the past associated with political assassinations, such as Oswald Sirhan, most recently with President Trump, a guy named Crook. So now, this is the FBI fall guy, Christopher Tyler. And we had some interesting information from Best and Taylor. So today is Friday. I believe that assassination happened Wednesday. And Larry Taylor, he's a retired police officer who's had many direct encounters with God, on the Best and Taylor show Wednesday night, said he had been in heartfelt intercessory prayer for Charlie Kirk, for the Lord to heal him. And during his prayer time, the Lord said to Larry, "He is with me." And then later, Larry heard the announcement by President Trump that Charlie Kirk had indeed passed. So that's going on. Charlie Kirk ran his race. Now, it is my position that politically in the U.S., we have horrible things going on. We have the Dem political party. It is my opinion. 90% are deep state. We have the Republicans. And again, it is my opinion, 25 to 40% are also deep state. These people are traitors and are working against the American people. Now, it's coming out that the Dem political party want violence in America because they see they have lost their propaganda edge with the American people. In my previous videos, I put out only, in my estimation, out of a population of 335 million, only about 45 million Americans regularly watch TV. And a majority of American citizens today understand that they only get propaganda from TV news. So the majority of American citizens are awake. The Dems now want violence. So this is political assassination of Charlie Kirk occurred as an outgrowth of the Dem political party that's losing power. We had Pastor Paul Begley interview Doug HAGMANN. I believe that was, this is Thursday night. Doug HAGMANN is a Christian private investigator who's had decades of experience. I like the way Doug investigates things. It's boots on the ground, direct, his eye seeing what's going on. I mean, he brought out several decades ago. That was the FBI training Hamas in a U.S. state. And Doug HAGMANN found out about it and investigated it and recorded it, turned it over to the FBI. 2 days later, Doug HAGMANN's car, as he approached it, clicked it with his clicker to open it, blew up. What was the message there from the FBI? Keep your mouth shut. So at any rate, Doug HAGMANN says this political assassination of Charlie Kirk, Doug believes, and has intel, is only the first of many to come, and we would reasonably believe the number one target for the Dems would be our elected president. So we say this: rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and it appears you were with the Lord shortly after you were shot. It appears that Charlie Kirk has ran his race, and you and I are still in the running. And I say, stay close to God. Do I believe that the deep state, individuals in control, primarily of the Dem Party and almost half of the Republican Party, will not begin a series of political assassinations of possible Christian conservative politicians that the Dems cannot allow to come to power? Do I believe we will see that? I believe there's a possibility. So that's something for us to pray against. But certainly our hearts, thoughts, and prayers go out to the grieving family of Charlie Kirk. And it's my determination, or I've heard that his wife and 2 young children were present when he was shot. We cannot overestimate the trauma of such an event. And that Charlie Kirk was personal friends with President Trump and Melania, Vice President J.D. Vance and his family, Donald Trump Jr., and other Trump family members. So this was a death that hit close to home for the Trump family, and certainly for the millions of Americans who were followers of Charlie Kirk. So it's good to be in prayer for America, President Trump, the U.S. military, and world peace. I love you, and I'll see you soon.